topic here. This is a follow-up to the Facebook marketplace crimes that are taking place in South Africa, just outside Pretoria in Winterveld. Another story ran in News 24 today talking about these horrific crimes. And quite frankly, it's going to get only worse unless someone gets involved. So let's get into that story here very quickly. Thanks for tuning in once again. Be sure to hit the like button and become a subscriber if you're not one, where you can get unbiased, objective, cogent analysis of news and events from around the world with a special emphasis on Africa and, in particular, South Africa. Well, the title of today's article in News 24 says, Facebook marketplace attackers warn couple that they kill people every day. The Winterveld Facebook marketplace ambushes continue to come to light as others come forward after the recent murder of Jaco Basson, who went to buy a bakkie from a seller on Facebook. Now, piecing together what we know now from News 24 reports, but not from law enforcement. Oh my goodness, I just saw a snowflake. It's temperature's freezing right at the freezing level, and there are snowflakes blowing in the air right now, folks. But piecing together what we know from the News 24 reports, there's now been at least 3 stories covered by News 24, and I haven't seen this report anywhere else, in IOL, in Business Tech, in any other publication, South African Daily Maverick. Maybe they've covered it, but I've missed it. But this is what we pieced together. Robbie Seeger and his fiancée, Irene Paddock, were threatened with death in a Facebook marketplace attack in Winterveld on the outskirts of Pretoria, with the robbers making good on their chilling threat less than a week later. So here are the events we know. And these are the people that have come forward now to News 24. How many other people have come forward? How many people have gone to the police? How many people are missing that we don't know about? In September, Tinus Grayling and his friend Hermanus Oosthuizen were attacked when they responded to a Facebook advert for the sale of a 2013 Isuzu cab, bakkie. In October, Johan Pieterse was attacked when he responded to a Facebook advert for a well-priced Nissan bakkie he went to view in Modisi stand in Winterveld. In November, Robbie Seeger and his fiancée were robbed in Winterveld. Then 6 days later, Jaco Basson was murdered by assailants when he responded to a Facebook ad for a bakkie. Now, there's some very clear commonalities to these crimes. You ready for this? Boy, the snow is coming down now, folks. I just got hit in the head with a snowflake. You might see some of them on the screen here. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. My goodness. And it's clear over there. And now I'm probably getting no solar panel. I just had the sun a moment ago, and these clouds have blown in. Anyway, oh, look at that snow right there on the paper. Snowflakes. So, these are the commonalities of these crimes. Facebook Marketplace is the mechanism that these criminals are using to lure unsuspecting victims, number one. Number two, it's a large group of them, as indicated by witness testimony of 13 to 17 who held them hostage and threatened violence. Now, it occurs as a consequence of a sale offer of a bakkie, which seems to be common in these cases. Number four, those who have come forward are all white South Africans and appear to be Afrikaners. Number five, this has all occurred in Winterveld. So, Facebook Marketplace, large group of thugs, sale offer of a bakkie, white Afrikaners in Winterveld. Do you see some commonalities here? Oh boy, the snow is coming down now. Now, given this information, why is it that only News 24 is covering the story, and Chris Wyatt for that matter? Why is South Africa's press not covering this story? Unsuspecting victims are out there who don't even know about the dangers. Where is law enforcement? Now, Beckett Seeley is rightly concerned about the death of police officers. He should be concerned about that. But why are local SAPS officers not doing something? Are they doing something? Do we simply not know what's going on? The thing is, taking action wouldn't be particularly complicated for the police. It wouldn't be overly complicated. We know how they lure victims. We know where they lure victims. And they have descriptions and CC television footage, CC camera footage of the thieves using stolen bank cards from the victims, bank cards at petrol stations and stores. So they know how they lure them, they know where they lure them, they know why they lure them, and they have images of many of these criminals. What have SAPS done? What is SAPS doing? So why is nothing being done to warn the community about the danger of Facebook Marketplace in Winterveld, or even catch these violent felons? So here's a few questions. 4 in particular. Is SAPS entirely incompetent in Pretoria and Winterveld? Many think they are. Do the victims not matter to the police? If so, why don't they matter? Does race play a role? We've heard witness testimony that thieves use racial threats on at least one occasion. Given that, where is the South African Human Rights Commission? Why have they not seen fit to investigate and inject themselves into this? They seem to stick their nose in everything else, particularly when it comes to rugby, with false allegations of racism. Where is the South African Human Rights Commission? While white South Africans are intentionally being targeted, or are white South Africans intentionally being targeted? How many other victims are there? Is anyone missing since going to buy a bucky recently in Winterveld? Have any non-white Safas been targeted or victimized? We don't have any information on that because the media's not telling us anything. Anything. How many lives will be harmed or taken before the ANC-led government takes this seriously? Now, SAPS is a national competency. The police is a national responsibility, and that's why I ask why the ANC-led government is not taking it seriously. How many more people have been victimized? How many are missing? Dropped in a well somewhere. Hidden in that big meteor crater just outside of Shoshavenge, just north of Pretoria. It's frightening, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Jessica, how's it going? Long time. Very frightening. And it's so callous and so shameful that people pay taxes to fund the police, and the police don't respond when they're needed by people, whether they're black, white, or brown. This is common. But in this case, what we're looking at, what appears to be a clear targeting of a specific group of South Africans based on ethnicity and origin. Now, we could make the argument that obviously the purpose of going after this group of South Africans is that it's presumed that they have money because they're coming to buy the vehicle. But have black South Africans also been targeted? And when the assailants found out they're black, they said, no, never mind. We don't know. Supposition. What we do know is this. We know how they're lured, Facebook Marketplace. We know why they're lured, to rob them, to take their bank cards, threaten their lives. We know that racially divisive hate speech has been used to demean, and also that some of these people have been beaten, and one has been shot and murdered so far. And we know where it takes place, at the Modisi stand in Winterveld, among other places in Winterveld. So what's going on? Why is there such an information gap, and why has the public not been warned about this? The government has a responsibility when there are particularly obvious situations of criminal activity to warn the public. If there's been a spat of pickpocketing taking place at the Ushaka Mall, then the authorities in Durban have an obligation to tell the public, be on the lookout, it's Christmas season. People are picking pockets at the Ushaka Mall, in the parking lot, and inside the building. I'm not to pick on Ushaka, I don't know that anything's happening there, just saying, just threw that out there. You get my point. At Menlyn, be careful at Menlyn, there are carjackings taking place in the garages. Seems unlikely, but not impossible in South Africa. Whatever the case is, the authorities have a responsibility, they have a legal and moral responsibility to warn South Africans about the danger facing them. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. That's 4 cases that have just been reported in the past few days. We learned about Jaco Basson, the murder of Jaco Basson, and that's what opened the floodgates up for these other people coming forward now. How many more people has this happened to? It's frightening. It's disgusting. It's vile. And it's South Africa's criminal injustice system at its very finest. Useless to South Africans. Sorry to say this, folks, but it needs to be said. SAPS needs a total revamp. And Beckett Seeley needs to go. He's long needed to go. But what does he have on Minir Palapala? Does he have something on Cyril Ramaphosa? Does that explain why he's still there? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know the answer to that one. But the bottom line here, ladies and gentlemen, is this is really sad. So for those just tuning in early or late here in the broadcast, let me just recap what I said here. So another couple has come forward to say that they were targeted in the Facebook Marketplace Winterveld ambush. That's what they are. They're an ambush. People being lured there to buy vehicles, buy buckies, and they are attacked, robbed, beaten, threatened their lives, racial insults. Yep. But piecing together, these are the 4 attacks that we know about now after these news reports from News 24. And once again, I reiterate, these news reports didn't come from South African law enforcement or from the mayor's office or from any government activity responsible for warning South Africans about the hazards and dangers to them. Number 1, in September, Tinus Grayling and his friend Hermanus Oosthuizen were attacked when they responded to a Facebook advert for the sale of a 2013 Isuzu cab. Now, that story only came to light with News 24 after the report of the murder of former Pretoria Rugby Club manager Jaco Basson in November. So that was in September. In October, Johan Pieterse was attacked when he responded to a Facebook advert for a well-priced Nissan at the Modisi stand in Winterveld once again. That's 2. And the third one I just mentioned, in November, Robbie Seeger and his fiancée were attacked and robbed in Winterveld. And then they told them that they kill people every day. They told Seeger they kill people every day. That they kill people every day. Well, it looks like we're going to have snowfall here because it's really blowing flurries around now. Don't know if you can see that on the camera. All right. Got snow falling all over me here. And then finally, the attack that we know about that led to the fatality of Jaco Basson, who was murdered by his assailants. That's 4 attacks since September that we're aware of. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I will reemphasize, we only know about this because of News 24. I frequently criticize Propaganda 24 for their op-ed disguised as news. But of late, there has been some real journalism taking place at News 24. Not all over the place, but there has been some. And I will congratulate them on their diligence in reporting this activity. This is something that South Africans need to know about. Facebook Marketplace, apparently, in Winterveld, is a disaster. Be careful out there, folks. Now, there are some commonalities to the crime, as I mentioned previously. Let me share this with those tuning in late. Facebook Marketplace is how they lure their victims. It's a large group of these criminals operating together, somewhere between 13 and 17, according to 2 different witness testimonies. They offer a bakkie for sale at a price that seems too good to be true. A 2013 bakkie. If you look at the photograph that's on the banner for this, you'll see one of the vehicles that was advertised on Facebook Marketplace. Take a look at it. The tires are brand new. The vehicle looks undamaged. I don't even know if it's a 2013 model. Maybe it is. But nobody has a 2013 vehicle in this good a condition. Notice the number plate is hidden. All you see is a GP on it for Gauteng province. $75,000 for a 2013 bakkie. It's too good to be true, folks. You need to use your spidey sense about you. You need to be clever. And don't be lured to your robbery and or death. And it seems that all the victims thus far are white Afrikaans South Africans, Afrikaners. That appears to be the case. There may be other victims we don't know about. They haven't gone to the police. The police haven't told us about it. News 24 hasn't uncovered anyone willing to tell them what happened. Maybe that's true. But so far, 4 cases, all are white Afrikaans-speaking South Africans. It appears to be the case. And it's occurring in Winterveld. With all that in mind, how do we not have action by the police? How do we not have warnings from authorities to tell people to be careful, be cautious? Don't go to Winterveld. Be careful on Facebook Marketplace. Ladies and gentlemen, you should never go someplace where you don't know who people are to buy something. And women, especially. You need to avoid places you don't know and people you don't know. There are evil people out there, and they mean you harm. And they will harm you. They will rob you. They will rape you and murder you. It's just the reality of it. Listening to the testimony of an eyewitness who saw one of the horrific acts that took place on October 7th in southern Israel by Hamas. Heartbreaking. The same sort of sad, tragic things happen to many South African women each and every day. Don't become statistics. Don't let this happen to you. Folks, once again, this is just an analysis of the latest information available on the pertinent questions that need to be asked. Why is the South African media not asking the questions that I've asked here? They have a platform. They have multi-million-dollar enterprises. News 24 has a huge headquarters right there in Cape Town, just down the street from the Cape Town International Convention Center. I know, because I've been there and took pictures of it at night recently during the Netball World Cup. Why, with that nice, fancy, ritzy building, are they not asking the basic questions? But I will give News 24 credit. They're actually covering these stories, and they're trying to find more. But there are questions to ask here. It's time for the editorial board to step forward and say, why do the police not make an effort to protect South Africans and to deter crime? Now, they do in some cases, but clearly in this case, they're failing South Africans. That's the bottom line. 35, 36 of you here right now, 23 likes. If you don't mind, smash that like button. Interaction does help get this video out. We'll let other people know about it. And since no one in South Africa is asking these questions, I am. Somebody should ask these questions. Someone should be pushing for a response. That's the bottom line. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate your presence here. Yes, it is snow falling, joking atheists. I sat down out here in the sunshine, and within moments of me sitting down, a snowstorm came, and little snowflakes started falling out of the sky. It is December, almost, November 28th. Today's my sister's birthday. I wished her a happy birthday. And now I come out here. But the sun's coming back out, which is good. I need some energy for my solar panels. But thanks a lot, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Be sure to hit the like button. 26 of you have done that now. Do appreciate that. Leave a comment behind if you've got one. And we'll catch you later on with more short-form live streams Maybe I can find somewhere warmer to sit. I don't sit inside because the sound doesn't sound good. It echoes in there on this phone, but it sounds great outside. And you might hear some beeping in the background. Maybe you don't. There's construction going on off in the distance. They're building a new development down the road. God bless and be safe out there, folks. And if you want a bucky, be careful on Facebook Marketplace. Cheers, everybody.